Okay, this is Jack. I'm at the Adam and Eve story. Okay. Adam and Eve. Adam, the male, was the manifestation of the structural design of this earth and what is to come. And Eve was the feminine expressive of the two coming together and manifesting the perfect world for Anu and the Syrians. So this perfect design was in the shape of man, which you know today. It was a feminine expression and a male expression first. Only two. It started with two, which was the beginning. And they first started with two to basically start with the current expression and see if what they're actually doing works perfectly. Now this time they also still had interdimensional access, please remember. And so the two were placed into this world together. They were programmed to eat from the fruits, you know, and the nature and wait, let me first start there. They were programmed to exist in harmony first, in harmony with their planet, and this was now Marduk. Marduk, without the consent of Anu and Enki and Enlil, the Syrians and the serpents, programmed these two beings to exist in harmony with their earth, with the earth, you know, with nature that the Leviticus manifested, with the animals which the serpents manifested, that they were able to eat what was provided for them there. Specifically, Marduk and the Leviticus worked together with that, and they manifested the necessary nutrients that the physical form required because of the systems that were inside, that were depleting the physical manifestation, and these systems nurtured the physical manifestations to compensate for the systems that were placed in. Because Marduk didn't view these human forms as systems. He viewed them as beings. His creation. They were his creation. And this is the story of actually where the whole God principle comes in, from Marduk. And then Anu started, and Anu left them. Okay, he went and checked in the dimensions, all the other dimensional beings. That's where they started working on what you call it, reincarnation. But first, the first baby had to be born to check if, you know, it's working properly before they're able to place in the reincarnation system. And the soul system will only come later, that I'll explain. So, then Anu came one day to Earth. This is when the fallout with Marduk and Anu and Enki and Enlil started. And Anu noticed that something's wrong. These systems are not doing what he asked Marduk then to be programmed to do, which was to manifest a baby. To kill the animals. But Marduk wanted them to exist in harmony, because that's how he would have wanted to place himself on this planet. So Marduk, Anu. So Anu manifested himself in this world. Now this is where the story of the snake comes in, which is also reptilian. So Anu manifested himself here. And because he wanted to have a look. No, the snake comes from the serpent. Excuse me, let's get my stories. The serpent's game, which is from where the snake story comes in. Anu manifested interdimensionally to first check out what is going on. You know, that's where he realized that Marduk had done something which he didn't ask for, because they're actually existing in harmony here. You know, they were naked, free, they were laughing, they were making these funny noises, smile. You know, emotions, expressing emotions and feelings as though they were living beings. And Anu hated this. He did not like it. It's not what he wanted. All he wanted was these things to do and be doing what was programmed to do. They're not here to have fun or actually think that they are actual live beings. Because remember, it's systems that Marduk programmed. So the serpents had an idea. Then the serpents manifested here, and he had told the two that he is their god, and that they are required to do what they are supposed to be doing. And because these systems were the serpent systems that they placed in, the serpents had the ability to reprogram them. So the serpents reprogrammed with the help of Enki and Enlil and Anu, all four of them, reprogrammed these systems. And they did then what was necessary to be done. They had intercourse, and they had their first baby, which was beautiful, successful, perfect. When Marduk found out, he was angry. But now, how did the serpents pre-program these systems, which is the male and feminine expression as known as Adam and Eve, through words? Simple. You're able to program a system through words. It is very easy, though you have to know how to speak them and what sound to speak them, what frequency to speak them, what codes exist inside the words. You have to program within you first before you speak them, to be able to, as the sound flows into the being you program them. Marduk got pissed off at Anu, Enki, Enlil, the serpents, Syrians. Got really fucked off. He got angry at his creation, and he said to the two human forms, "You will suffer infinitely into eternity, and I ban you from my existence. You are not my creation any longer. You are now of them, and so you shall suffer the pain that you had suffered me." Are you saying this to the male and the female expression? And so he encoded into all the human forms that would ever be developed, all the babies, to suffer the same fate and pain that he had suffered, which is obviously through birth, which is the woman, and the males. That's why marriages are here, so the woman can have a baby and suffer the pain. And in terms of the emotions and the feelings, and he basically programmed everything up to how it is now. He prepared the way for programming and equating everything into consideration. Enki, Anu, Enlil, the Syrians, the serpents couldn't figure it out. They didn't know how he did it, what he did. He got so angry, and then he lost himself in his own code, Marduk. He placed himself in his own code. He said, "I will live here. This is my creation, and my creation will suffer as I suffered. Because I am one, I am suffering, thus my creation will suffer." And that, my friends, is where the story of God and Adam and Eve comes in. This is Jack. Thank you very much.